amalgam is the black filling, silver filling that nobody likes. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, and if you are returning, thank you so much. I truly appreciate all your love and support. So in this week's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a list of dental instruments that you will definitely need coming into dental school as a first year student. Now, if you're beginning dental school, especially at the University of Technology Jamaica, this list will be pretty helpful, I'd say, to you, seeing that we, the students, have to buy our own instruments. It's not provided by the school. If your dental school that you'll be attending provides you with the necessary instruments that you need, then this list won't help, but at least it will help to familiarize you with the instruments that you'll be working with as a dental student. So I'm sitting on the ground and I have all the instruments here. So I'm going to start off with the things that you're going to need first at UTech. So coming into university, obviously you're going to need a lab coat, a white lab coat, preferably long sleeve. You're also going to need a goggles, protective eyewear to protect your eyes when working. So those are gold standards. Starting out, from memory, what I remember, the very first thing that we started with was carving. So you're definitely going to need a carving kit. This is what it looks like. There are different variations in terms of the carving kit. Most of my classmates had the one that had about 10 different instruments inside of it, which is good because you have more instruments to work with, and then you choose which one you're comfortable with. So you're definitely going to need a carving kit. Some of those carving kits, they come with a buffalo. Is this a buffalo knife? I think that's what it's called. But let me just use this paper to show you guys better. Hopefully this will be better. So this is what it looks like. Mine is all burnt up because I've been using it, but basically you use this to cut the wax to carve the teeth. So first semester you're definitely going to need that. I think there's something else but I'm missing it. I don't remember right now, but definitely you're going to need a carving kit. Now the next thing that you'll start working on is this, which is called a typodont. This is basically a replica of the mouth. Yeah, a replica of the mouth. So it comes in this box. The recommended one is the Acadental Typodont, which is this type. You have another type, Columbia, and as well as other generic ones. So it comes in this kit. It comes with a screwdriver so that you can screw out the teeth that are in it and change them whenever you're done using them. This is pretty costly, especially here in Jamaica. I bought mine in Jamaica because I did not have a list like this that I'm providing. So I had no choice but to buy it here in Jamaica, and I think I paid 50 something thousand Jamaican dollars for it. So now that you have the list before, if you know that you're definitely coming to UTech to start dental school, I'd suggest you go to the Acadental website and purchase this Typodont. It's called the Modu Pro, as you can see on the box, and I'll leave a link in the description for it. There are two different types. You have this sectional one, and I say sectional because they come out in pieces like this. So the top and the bottom come out in 3 pieces, as you guys can see, and they have one where everything would come out as one. That one gum is soft. I'm referring to the gingival, which is this pink area. The gum area is soft. This one is the hard gingival. So really and truly it doesn't matter, because you can get teeth to buy for both types here in Jamaica. In terms of Colombia, I'm not sure where you'd get those teeth to buy, so it's definitely I definitely recommend you getting the Acadental once you can afford to get one. Or if you just have to buy one in general. If somebody's going to give you a Typodont, then that's different, but I'd recommend you buying the Acadent, whether it be this type or the soft gingival. It will work. The next thing that you'll definitely need is a high-speed handpiece. So this is what the high-speed handpiece looks like. You have different variations. I'm going to show you another one. These things won't make any sense to you because I don't know where would you get this knowledge, but you have several types of high-speed handpieces. These are what you use to cut the teeth. So this is another type. This type is a push button. It has a button on it. You push the button and you pull out the burr. This is a burr holder. This is not a burr. But basically to insert a burr, you'd have to push it, push the button, insert it, right? And that's it. So you're definitely going to need a high-speed handpiece to cut your teeth because you'll start cavity preparations. Another thing that is recommended is the slow speed handpiece. Now there are different brands, different types of handpieces out there. So personally, I don't really have any preference once they work. These are not things you wish to buy often, so just try and get a good one, I'd say. This is what the slow speed hand. I'm using a bag, guys, to put these things on. These markings that you see on it, you won't get the instruments with those. These are just tapes that each person buy to mark their instruments. So this is what it looks like. It looks very similar to the high-speed handpiece. However, it comes in 3 pieces, so it can be separated. This part, both of these pieces fit onto it. So this is like the motor of the handpiece. It has a straight nose, which is this, which can just snap on. You just snap it on. I don't know, snap on. Okay, you just snap it on. You can pull it off. This is known as the contra angle portion of the handpiece, and you can just snap it on as well, depending on which one you need. So outside of your handpiece, your Typodont, which you'll definitely need, and you're always missing out something. So in the first semester, along with your carving kit, you're definitely going to need this. This is a Boley Gauge, and this is used for measuring purposes. So it can open, you can lock it using this thing, so that's open, and then you pull it up, it's closed, so it wouldn't move. So it keeps the measurement that it's at. So you're definitely going to need a Boley Gauge, guys. Remember that. Boley Gauge and carving kit for the first semester for sure. When you start your cavity preparations and you start using your high-speed handpiece and slow-speed handpiece, there are a few instruments that you will need. You're definitely going to need a mouth mirror. So this is what it looks like. You're going to need a standard mouth mirror, which is a number 5. The number is on the head of the mirror to the back. When you start doing pediatrics, then you'll need a smaller one, obviously, because you're dealing with smaller mouths. So this is what number 3 mouth mirror looks like, and you'll definitely need this. So let me just compare both to show you guys the difference. So there you go, that's the difference in terms of sizes. You're also going to need an Explorer probe. So this is what it looks like. This end is the Explorer, this end is the probe. The Explorer is basically used to identify Well, what you will be using it to do is to check the smoothness of your preparation once you cut it. And this is used for measurement purposes. So each cavity preparation, there are specific dimensions and measurements that you must use when cutting them. So when you get into dental school, you'll definitely understand a lot more about this. You're going to need burs. I'll have to insert pictures of the burs because they are extremely small. So even if I hold them up, you won't necessarily see what I'm talking about. So this is like a burr. This is how small a burr is. Well, hold on. This is how small a burr is. So you probably won't be able to see it, I'm not sure. But this is a 330 burr, which you use basically almost all the time. When you're starting out, you're definitely going to be using 330 and 245 burrs. I know this probably won't make any sense to you until you start dental school, but it's just to guide you. So those are used for the cutting of your cavity preparations. So when it comes down to filling your preparations now, guys, there are a few instruments that you will need. You'll definitely start off by doing amalgam fillings. Amalgam is the black filling, silver filling that nobody likes. However, they still teach us at the university how to do an amalgam filling, because there are some persons who will come and request it, and amalgam is used in some cases. Okay guys, so before we jump into the instruments that you'll need for filling, another thing that you're going to need is a cotton pliers. So this is what it looks like. This one has a latch on it, so you see it locks in place, but there are some that doesn't have this lock. This one is used for endodontics, while the others is used in every other procedure. I'm not sure if it matters which one we have. Some other instruments that you're definitely going to need is a these are hand instruments now that I'll be talking to you guys about. This one is a Gingival Marginal Trimmer. As I said, guys, these won't make any sense to you right now, but it's an instrument that you'll need and you will learn how to use them. So this is a Gingival Marginal Trimmer. You're definitely going to need a hatchet, which looks like this. I'm probably going to have to take pictures of these and insert them on the screen, but you need a hatchet. And you do have some instruments that come with both. So for this one, it has a Gingival Marginal Trimmer on one end and a hatchet on the next. I'm going to try and insert pictures so that you guys can see better. So for amalgam, guys, to do the amalgam filling, as I said, there are a few instruments that you're going to need to do that. So the very first thing that I'm going to be showing you is an amalgam well. So this is what it looks like. It's like a little well, right? So what you use this little well to do is you're going to get an amalgam capsule, right? You're going to put it in an amalgamator. It's like a shake it up, shake it up, shake it up, shake it up until it turns into a ball. So when that process finish after a few seconds, you empty the capsule in this, right? After emptying the capsule in the well, you're going to need an amalgam carrier. So this is what a carrier looks like. It has these little things on it that you can press to remove the amalgam from inside of here. So you're going to use this to take the amalgam from in here, like scoop out some, put it in a cavity by pressing this, right? You guys probably won't understand, but you'll need an amalgam carrier. Another thing that you'll need, this instrument is not mine, it's from a classmate, but luckily I have it, so I can show you guys, is a, no lie, before we get here, I want to give you guys the information in stages how you would use these instruments. So after the carrier, and you fill your cavity preparation, I don't even know how to explain cavity preparation in simple terms. But basically, you have a you have a teeth, Lord God. You have a tooth with a cavity, right? It rotten. So you go to the dentist and then cut it out. That's what a cavity preparation is. You cut it out. That's the cavity preparation. So basically, you're going to need, after the carrier, you're going to need this condenser. Yes, this is a condenser. And you're going to use this to press the amalgam into the cavity preparation that you would have just prepared. So you just want to ensure that every crevice and corner is packed with amalgam. So you're going to need this. Now you have different sizes. This one is a tiny one, so it's good because it can hold in basically any cavity preparation. So that's good. After which you're going to need this instrument that I was talking to you guys about earlier. This is a Cleoid Discoid. It has a triangular end and a round end. It's very small. I'm going to take a picture of it and insert it as well. You're going to use this to carve your amalgam. Once again, it don't make sense there right now because you don't understand, but you're going to need it. After you finish carving, you can also, for carving along with your clear Discoid, you can use this carving kit once again, and you can use some of the instruments that are in it to carve, right? To carve your amalgam. Just to get anatomy and stuff like that, which you'll understand when you start dental school. Right now, I'm just speaking gibberish to you guys. Some other things that you're gonna need are burnishers. So when you finish the amalgam, you want the amalgam to be smooth and shiny, right? So that's where the burnishers come in. So you have different types of burnishers. So I'm going to show you them one at a time. So this one is called the American football burnisher. So it looks like an American football, hence the name. Both ends shaped the same way. You have some, mine, both ends are the same size, but you have some that the one end is smaller than the other. If you can get that one, I definitely recommend that you get that one over this one where both ends are the same size, because like, what's the purpose of having a two-sided instrument if you have the exact same thing on both ends? Like, so yeah, you have this one, which is an Acorn burnisher. Probably should show you the bigger one because you'd probably be able to see it. This is a small one and I have a bigger one. So this is what the Acorn burnisher looks like. Again, I'm going to take pictures and insert them just in case you guys can't see. So this is what the Acorn burnisher looks like. You have a T-ball burnisher. So it looks like a T, hence the name, and it has a ball at one end. So that's why it's called a T-ball burnisher. That's all I can find right now, guys, in terms of burnishers, but basically all the burnishers do the same thing. They shine your cavity preparation, your filling, your amalgam filling, so it make it shiny and nice and look presentable. So all of them do the same thing, but because they have different shape, you want to use different ones for different purposes, which you will understand once you start dental school. So guys, that concludes my video for this week. As I said, this information probably will be gibberish to you guys right now, but just write down the name of the instruments, which I'm going to have a list down in the description box so that you guys can have access to that list, because these are instruments that you will need. There may be more instruments that you need, not this. All the instruments as I show you. What am I saying? How should I say this? The amount of instruments that I show you guys may not necessarily be the only instruments that you'll need. There could be others that I'm missing. I'm just doing this from memory. So I'm going to have a list down in the description box that you guys will need once going into dental school, especially at the University of Technology or any university that you have to provide your own instruments. I don't know if UTech is the only university that doesn't provide instruments for their dental students, but if you're going to a university similar to UTech that doesn't provide instrument, then this list will definitely be helpful. Um, but if you're coming to the University of Technology, definitely get these once you can. I'd suggest you buy them online, eBay, Amazon, because they will work out. It will work out cheaper because income, for example, this Typodont right now, I paid for it 50 something thousand, almost $60,000. But on the website, I think it's about 240 US dollars. If I'm correct, if I'm not wrong, I think it's about 240 US dollars. So you'll definitely be saving some money if you buy this prior to coming to dental school. So yes guys, it's your handpieces as well. They're more affordable online. Basically everything is more affordable online. So now that you have this list, closer to the time or whenever you make up your mind that yes, this is what I'm going to do, this is where I'm going to go, if the University of Technology is going to be your school of choice, then I would definitely recommend you get all of these instruments that I list. So that's it guys, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Like this video, hit the thumbs up button guys, share with many friends, and until my next upload, bye.